Hey, everybody. This is Presley with Legal. Good evening to you all.
These things are not about making. He offers love and life and forgiveness and mercy. God is His Son, Jesus Christ.
Satan's going to win battles, and he's going to have victories, and he's going to bring a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and a lot of
Hello,
sorrow.
Holly.
Yes, I can hear you, but there's
Okay.
a background.
Yeah, let me mute here.
That's where the church becomes important.
I think I muted everybody now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we'll start again. This is Holly Presley. Title. Good evening. Tonight we're going to talk about earnest money and option fee checks. The importance of delivering the earnest money and option fee checks. And here are some different and convenient ways for the buyer and their agents to deposit or deliver the checks. When y'all receive a contract, you can either choose the wire. This is a document sent directly to the buyer's agent or the buyer only after we receive a contract and it's been opened. The buyer must call our office to confirm the instructions as so stated on all our emails from our office in an email. So it's going to give them instructions how to deposit the wire, but we have to have that first. And there's another program called ZOCAM where the Realtor app is from Allegiance. And this is a convenient way for the buyer's agent to take a photo of the check and send it directly to us through the app. It's super fast and really easy. Attaches a flyer on the back side of this at the end of the program with all the information that you need. And the buyer can also do cashier's checks, personal checks, and money orders can also be used for those still hesitant about the safety, because we know still there's a lot of people that don't like to use anything over the internet. And those can be delivered or we can come pick up the earnest money and option fee checks. But right now, and then the checks must be from the buyers, but when a parent or a person in a company can be used as long as the escrow officer has been called in advance, which usually happens to let us know what we're going to be receiving a contract. And they need to speak with our escrow officer saying, you're going to be receiving a check, but it's not directly from these people, but it's from their company, or it's from an in-law that may want to, or a family member to put down as the earnest money. If the check bounces, the buyer's agent's called right away to inform the buyer that their buyer's check has bounced. And then you'll have to either, if it's a personal check, you'll have to cross with a cashier's check or a money order. Or they can decide to do the wire, which is convenience for them. Probably even though the option period is over, we'll give them a chance to correct it if the other funds, but they have to do it like ASAP. So if your option period is for like 5 days and we've received notice that the check has bounced, then the buyer may only have 2 more days to do this. Please note, the earnest money must be made out to the title company, Allegiance Title, or whichever title company you're using, and the option fee check must be made out to the seller or the title company with the new contracts out right now. Never, never make out an option fee check to an escrow officer. And also when you turn in checks, please sure that you have an address that you're writing the contract on the check so that we can know which one it goes to. Sometimes we get checks that have no address, so it takes us a while to figure out who it is. One more thing, also when we need to talk about when a contract's bust out. The importance of getting a termination and a release of earnest money ASAP. We have older contracts out right now, and the older contracts have their own termination and release of earnest money. The new contracts that are out, and a lot of people are using them right now, they have their own termination form and release of funds form also. So make sure that they correlate and they're not different. Most title companies will not release an earnest money for a certain amount of time, for like 10 days. And this is to verify the funds were actually good and that the buyer did not stop pay on that check. We had an instance last week where we called the buyer's agent and they gave us evidence that it had gone through their bank and everything was okay, so we could release the funds. But until that, we can't do it. We're locked. It's just for your protection and for our protection. And I cannot open another contract until that release of earnest money is made from the first contract that was made. What happens if the money doesn't arrive in 3 days to the title company? When using a FEDEX pre-label provided by the title company, we'll provide the label with a standard overnight delivery, which guarantees a 10:30 a.m. delivery the next day. And one last item to make your life so much easier. If you've ever been in an open house with a buyer and they're not sure if they can afford it and how much money they need to close, or you go on a listing appointment and the seller's only thing he's thinking about is that he wants to know how much money he's going to walk away at closing. And I have a great app for you guys, and it is the best tool you'll ever use. And it's title capture. It's a seller and buyer net sheet. I've also, on the back of this form, gave you instructions on how to go into it. You can use your Android. You can use your Apple phone. You can use your tablet. It's right there, and you can have access for it in minutes. If you're in a house showing a house and the buyer says, well, what is my payment going to be? How much down payment am I going to have? What are my notes going to be? Before they can walk out the door and get their hand on the doorknob of their car, you can send it to them that fast. And that's also when you're going on a presentation with a listing, you can also that fast when the seller says, I'd like to know what I'm going to net. This is my balance that I owe on the house. You can send it to them before you get to your appointment. And then if you need to adjust to say, oh, I'd like to offer a home warranty, you just have to change it, and it's that fast. It's really quick. It's great. And the login for the app is Allegiance Title Checks .titlecapture.com, and that was fast. That includes, I can go over some of these on the apps in the back if you'd like.
I have some questions. Sure. Fernando always has questions.
That's okay.
How long does a wire transfer take when we execute a wire? Is it the same day?
Oh yeah, it's automatically. We receive it. Yes, if it's done in the morning, we'll receive it probably by lunch or right after. Now, if it's in the afternoon, you send it afternoon. We probably won't get it till the next day.
So I'm always thinking that there's going to be a problem. So let's just assume that it's the third day, and we try to do a wire that day. You advise us to do the wire in the morning rather than the wire in the afternoon, because if not, we're not going to meet the 3-day requirement.
Well, if you tell me that the wire's coming and, you have to really pay attention to your option period. This is most important. So if you have someone that's out of town and they're trying to come in town to do inspections and stuff, you need to give them a little bit more time on their option period, or you tell your buyer, and instead of 5 days, you may want to take a 7-day. It just depends on their comfort zone. We had a deal this morning that I opened it this morning and they already wired their funds before lunch. So it can happen.
But our thing is that the contract says it has to be delivered within 3 days as far as the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what
and like I said, if your money needs to be delivered and you can't wire, and the agent needs to either bring us the funds or the buyer can bring funds. In some instances, I can go pick up the funds. So if you have 3 days to deliver your funds, that's your most important thing, is to get the earnest money to the title company and your option period to the sellers.
And when we say days, we're talking about business days, not calendar days.
Business days, not calendar days. If you write a contract on Friday, Saturday and Sunday don't count. It would be Friday, Monday, and Tuesday.
I think somebody's asking about on the text, on the chat, what the password is for that. It's Allegiance.
Password?
Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
was the Allegiance title text login?
Okay, that's going to get you, the agent, into the app. What it's going to ask is they want to know what email address is, and then they will give you a password. So you must write that down because that'll be your password to get into the app to use it from then on.
What was the other thing? Okay, so I think you said there was some examples of the ZOCAM, so I was going to show that.
Yeah, ZOCAM is where the agents can take a picture of the check for your buyers and they can send it to us. It's the steps on the back side. It's a step-by-step process, real easy to follow, step-by-step in the back. And just, they go to the App Store and download the ZOCAM, and then they register using a license number, and then a realtor establishes a PIN number, and they select earnest money and complete the contract. And then buyer selects the buyer capture and check capture and takes a picture, and then it says check capture and snap front and back of the check and send it to it.
Oh, this is because I deposit checks like that in my bank. So it's using that same technology. Right. Okay. So we don't have to really rush anymore. And we could probably do it the last day. I don't recommend that, but we could probably do it the last day.
I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
So
well, this go like if we send it today, let's just say today was the last day and it was like 10 in the morning or 11 in the morning. You guys would receive this the same day, like within an hour or so?
Yeah, we would receive it quickly, yes.
Okay. That's good. All right.
And the buyer can do that and see, and there's steps on there to do it on your iPhone or an iPad too. So if you have an Android or iPhone, so you can use it either way.
Do other title companies use this or just Allegiance Title? This
they have some format of something, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
No.
Because I think when I installed it on my phone, I saw some other title companies pop up. So that's how I was.
Yeah, I'm sure they have it. Their own version of it, I'm sure they do. Okay. Okay. Fernando, stop where you're at.
Okay.
Go back up a little bit.
There.
Okay. This is the app where you can go in and create instant estimates for net sheets for buyers and sellers. And this is just another one to go into, and it's also, hold on, they're saying.
So this
is also the same.
So yeah. This is the sellers and buyers net sheet?
Yep, this is sellers and buyers net sheet.
Okay.
And this is an awesome program. And if you have any issues with this and you're in a hurry or you need something, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call me. I will call you right back and I'll help you through this and make sure that you can understand how to do this, because it is a little tricky, but you have to just work it. And it's an excellent program. I wish I'd had this a long time ago, because I can't tell you how many times I've been in an open house or I was showing houses and the price jumped up 10,000 or something, and the buyer would go, well, how much is my note going to be and how much am I going to have to put down? So it's a great program.
And what's it called? Let me see. Is this the one you're talking about with the Allegiance title
yeah,
capture?
But it's also title capture too. Okay. So it's all underneath the same.
Oh, okay. It's the same thing.
Login.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Okay. Anything else? Any questions, guys? Concerns? Remember, just a reminder that the new revised contracts that we had a webinar previously. It's revision date November 10, 2020. It starts April 1st. So we all need to start using those, and it's really critical. And the reason why we're doing this webinar too is because now both earnest money and option fee money go to the title company. So that's another thing. One thing I noticed is that you said that that the option money can be the option check can be made out to the seller and to the title company.
Or the title company, seller or the title company, yes. We're running into this, and the reason why I'm saying that to the title company, because we're probably going to hold the option fee check until it's credited and at closing.
Oh, is that what y'all going to be doing, or may be doing?
I think we're going to be doing, yes. I talked to somebody on the broker council today to verify that a little bit, and she says that's probably what's going to happen. You know, we don't know until we get into this, because there's been a lot of issues. Just like I said, an agent made out an option fee check to an escrow officer. And I mean, there was no way to correct that.
Right.
They just had to put that check to the side. I mean, it was no good. So just be a little bit careful about earnest money goes to the title company, option fee goes to the seller. And if not, you can put it to the title company. If we receive lump sum, they will take the option fee money first and then apply the earnest money. Now, if the earnest money is short for one reason or another, the buyer's agent will get a call and say, I need an extra check because we were short. So this is going to be a learning process for everybody as far as getting into this and just getting it going on a roll.
Well, my concern is that typically sellers used to receive the option money, and they would go out and get an expensive dinner, you know, or something with it. Now they have to wait on it.
Well,
and like you said, until
wait,
closing, maybe.
Celebrate and have now a nice bottle of champagne with it. How about that? At the close.
Yeah, when they close it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so any questions, guys? You can make sure you unmute your devices, and then ask. Again, Holly is with Allegiance Title. That's one of our preferred vendors, business partners, and that's her contact information here. What's the best way to get a hold of you, Holly?
You can call me on my cell phone, or you can email me. And I'm like Fernando, I stay up late, so you can call me till 10 o'clock, and you can call me on the weekends. I'm an early riser, but you know, I'll take phone calls, and I would like meet with all of y'all. So at one time or, you know, another. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate, because that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's another thing, guys. Sometimes we're encountering situations where they ask us title type questions, and of course we're realtors. We're not a title company, and we can only answer realtor questions. So Holly's a very good contact where you can say, hey, Holly, I have this client or prospect or seller or whatever that has this situation, you know, and then Holly can give you some guidance. And Holly, as far as your office location, how many offices do you have?
Our office is off 290 and Fry or Cypress Rose Hill. I have an office in Conroe. We have an office in Post Oak. I have one in 249 at the Vintage, and I also have one at Town and Country.
And do you guys have any Spanish-speaking people that also serve or work with you?
I do have some Spanish people. I do have a Spanish person here in the office.
Okay, great. Good. Any other questions, guys, before we wrap it up?
Okay, if I'm at the Allegiance Title, where do I find the thing to do the Allegiance Title Texas.titlecapture.com?
Is it
on
the login?
Yeah.
It's on the form. Yeah. It's right there. Login is Allegiance, title.
No, but she wants to know how to find it in on the app, or is it a website, or what is it exactly?
Yeah, I went to Allegiance title online. Now, where do I find
Just go-
this?
All you have to do is go on Google. You can start typing it and it'll pop up.
Let me try it. This is live, so we'll see if I can do it here. Kind of similar. So I can type in
Allegiance.
Google, Allegiance. Oop, if I can spell it right. And then what else?
Hold on a second.
Allegiance title, you said. See if I can, or should I just type Allegiance title, Texas? So,
Where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, it's Allegiance title TX. Sorry.
Allegiance.
Well, Allegiance title TX.
And just type that.
Dot title
Oh, you're talking about the actual
of the actual app.
yeah. Oh, here I'm going into the actual Allegiance title.
Yes.
But I don't know if the app is down here or not. Yeah, because typically we use our iPhones or Androids and we go to the App Store.
Yeah. Yeah, if you well, you can go to the App Store too. You can go to the App Store and type in Allegiance title TX dot titlecapture.com.
Karen, was that you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
No.
trying
I'm hoping that it was you. It sounded like you. Go ahead and do what she just said. Allegiance title TX in your app or on your phone, and see if it pops
Okay, if I go to the App Store, that helps.
up. Okay, good. All right. But thank you for asking that question. Okay. Any other questions, guys, before we wrap it up? I know everybody's busy and y'all probably have contracts to submit.
Okay, so I'm new to real estate. So my question is Allegiance the title company that we use?
It's our preferred vendor. And the way, as a new agent or even seasoned agents, it's always best. And Holly, you can close your ears for just like 2 minutes. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Is we can always interview title companies, because sometimes we drive around and you can stop and interview. There might be sellers that say, oh, I love closing at this place. I already have a relationship. So you can just provide information to your clients and say, hey, we have a preferred title company. We have a preferred, home inspection company. We have a preferred business partner for financing, but here are other choices. And we can never just say, use this company.
Because there's not an Allegiance title anywhere near where I do business.
And that's another thing you can talk about, Holly, is can we do mobile closings, or how does that work? When
Yes, where do you work at? Where's your location?
Oh, I'm in LaPorte.
Okay.
So I sell
we do
Friendswood area, LaPorte, Friendswood.
Okay. We have been known, and I've done it several times too. We'll go, our motto is that you have a very precise and clean close. And if you need assistance, if you need a mobile notary, or you need one of us to go and close a deal for a seller who's sick or can't get out, or in a different location, as for you, Karen, and LaPorte, we will do that. I've gone to nursing homes. We've gone to hospitals before all this broke up, but we go to homes where they have little children that do not want to leave. We will go to them. We want you to get a commission check. So we do everything in our power to help you do that.
And I know what Karen's asking, and she's also asking because sometimes, or usually, the clients want to close at an actual, brick and mortar, an actual
right
place,
yeah.
right? So that's understandable. but you guys do
Correct.
offer, is the mobile notary free or is there a charge?
If we go, there's no charge. If it's a mobile notary, then we may have a charge. But if you need and say, you know, you call me and say, I need for you to do this. Can you help me out? And can you go close this deal? We'll make it happen.
Okay. So hopefully that answers, Karen, your question. I've actually closed at a nursing home too, me personally. And the other person that asked the question about preferred, you know, vendors or business partners, did we answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, always got to be careful as realtors never to recommend. I'm a mentor, so I'm always teaching my students to always say you suggest, or you can say my business partner, you know, Fernando, or whoever your mentor is, my business partner, his clients, they've used, you know, this companies. If you don't have a mentor, you can always say, oh, you know, you can always Google, you know, and search for title companies and say, hey, here's a list of title companies. But one of our preferred title companies is Allegiance Title. And then that way it doesn't show that you're pushing. Okay. But that was a good question. Anything else, guys, before we wrap it up? Okay. All right. Thank you, Holly. Thank you all for asking questions. And again, we have this session recorded, and I'll post it later on tonight.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night.